simple businesses scale. Apple is one of the largest companies in the world, and it's a pretty simple company. I mean, they sell phones and they sell computers. You know, Chick-fil-A, you don't go to Chick-fil-A and get a hamburger. They sell chicken sandwiches, right? So a lot of times we get these really complex landscape companies that are doing multiple services, dirt, mowing, irrigation, you know, and so we get very complex, and these are hard to scale. Step one is we just want a business owner to get 4 hours a week to where they block it off in their calendar. This is protected time that they work on their business. You don't just say, yeah, at some point this week, I'm going to work on my business. It could be 4 hours at one time. It could be 1 hour a day for, you know, Monday through Thursday. I don't care how you block it off, but I think you should be in your calendar. It should be protected. It should be, you know, like if you had an appointment with someone you were paying hundreds of dollars an hour to work with you, you should protect it like that. You know, a death in the family, an emergency with your children, something with your spouse that's an emergency, you know, that's the only thing that should interrupt that time. And many business owners don't do that. Step two, we've got to get our financial house in order. We find that if your personal and business finances are not in order, you're not going to have the cash you need to scale a company. Borrowing money is fine. We're not against borrowing money, but you also can't be heavily leveraged on things that aren't going to make the business grow. We have guys that are purchasing $800,000 houses, and they're taking, you know, a salary of $30,000 from the business, and then they're just taking draw after draw after draw to make ends meet. That's stealing money from your capital to grow, depending on what side of the business you're in. You know, if you're a landscaping company, you need a lot of capital. You need a lot of capital to fund projects and equipment and things like that. Marketing, if you're on the service side of the business, you need a lot of money to market. I think that the average company should be spending somewhere between 5 and 10% of their revenue on marketing if they're a residential service company. My company, I'll be very transparent with you. I did 1.2 million in residential FERC last year. Did that with 7 employees. We spent 7% of our revenue on marketing last year. So if you don't have your financial house in order, you're not going to have the money you need to gain customers. You're not going to be able to pre-purchase product if there's a good deal. You're not going to be able to do the things that strong companies do. In step 3, we're going to start building out rate matrices based on our break even. We now know that, so we can do, you know, build unemotional rate matrices so we can sell without emotion. We can sell quickly. We want to build our sales processes at this time. You know, our simple hiring processes are built during this time. We start talking about how do we onboard employees? How do we onboard clients? You know, all that starts happening in stage 3. So stage 3 is just think about simplifying your business. And once you have that business simplified, then step 4 is hiring A players. And so we're going to talk a lot about, you know, how do we advertise those jobs? This is where culture, core values, what is our purpose as a company? My purpose at RDS Lawn Care is to save lawns and impact people. You know, we're very clear about that. And our team understands what that means. When our guys go out and they take care of a lawn and the homeowner pulls up into their property and their lawn is the greenest in the neighborhood, it's weed free, they're proud of that property in a way that makes that homeowner happy. We know what we are. We know who we are. So we have that purpose. And so in step 4, you're starting to develop that culture of your company. And then we go through, you know, how do we write job descriptions so that you want to come work at this company? A lot of job descriptions in our industry I see, honestly, are attracting unemployed people. Lawn care experience, crew leader, $20 an hour. Man, that's just going to attract a dude that's like, man, I'm unemployed. I can always cut grass. I'll go do that for a little bit. Step 5 is we got to build acquisition, right? We either got to learn how to acquire companies or we got to learn how to sell really well. I kind of talk about it like steps 1 through 4 are like building a rocket. And then you get it on the launch pad, and step 5 is just getting the rocket fuel in it. If you go get rocket fuel in step 2, you're going to probably make that rocket explode. We want to build that rocket, pour the fuel in at step 5, and that's marketing, that's acquisition. Step 6 is we got to learn how to be a CEO. Once you've built the company in steps 1 through 5, you now have to learn how to act like a CEO. And I'll be honest with you, that's the hardest thing to learn. And even CEOs of major companies spend millions of dollars in training and learning how to be a CEO.